Hey everyone, welcome to the 539th episode of Just Shoot It, a podcast about filmmaking, screenwriting, and directing. This episode is brought to you by patron Jack Powers. Thanks, Jack. I'm Oren Kaplan.
And I'm Matt Enlow. Today we've got Deondray Gossfield and Quincy LeNear Gossfield on the show. They are a directing duo, and in this case, producing director duo, who just finished an incredible run and the series finale of The Chi.
Yeah.
We had a really awesome conversation with them that our incredible hero of an editor, Kevin Ho-Yang, edited down into a manageable episode because this one ran long. We had a lot of fun talking to these guys.
We had a couple hours of stuff and
literally, I think 3 hours, right? I think it was 3 hours.
What should we cut? The origin story, this thing. And, we just found their story to be pretty interesting and relatable. And they it's kind of like a rags to riches story, overnight success that only took like 15 years.
Well, and it also I think their story hits so many sweet spots of things that we relate to and like to talk about on the show and are interested in exploring. And they're just easy and fun to talk to. And they've lived these kind of incredible lives. So you're just talking and someone will drop something that if I was a listener, I would be like, no, you have to pull on this thread. We have to find out about why you got married at the Grammys, for instance. This was a really fun one. It was really special.
Yeah. So we're excited for you to hear from them, and we will stop talking because it's still a long one, even with our cuts.
Yeah.
But I did want to remind everyone about our Patreon, patreon.com/justshootitpod. It's a place where you can give us $1 or $2 where you can hear about the events that we're doing. Just yesterday, which we're actually recording it today, Wednesday, August 5th, but it's going to be yesterday for you folks that are listening tomorrow, August 6th. We had an awesome party, blowout event.
Incredible.
I will say, even if you don't follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/justshootitpod, you should definitely follow us on Instagram @justshootitpod, just because that's where we talk. That's probably 95% of our effort to telling people about events is on Instagram. And we have an email list too that I know you're a big believer in, and I believe in it. I just don't really know how to use it.
Sure, that's true. And I mean, the good news is the email list essentially is just based off of people who've shown up to the parties, right? So if you've ever gotten a ticket to one of our events, you are on our email list.
Yeah, and who knows? I feel like people, as soon as we start the Patreon plug, hit fast forward 2 minutes. So who knows who's listening to this? Only the diehard, probably the person that's lifting weights right now or washing their dishes and can't hit skip.
Yeah.
But by the way, you can say, hey Siri, skip 2 minutes, and that'll do it for you. Anyhow, I do wonder if people would give us some feedback on whether they would be more interested in coming to a Just Shoot It kind of mixer party where you just kind of meet other filmmakers, chit chat, talk to us, talk to other directors, DPs, actors, everyone that comes, writers. Or if you would be more interested in a panel event where we bring in 4 working horror producers or comedy writers or, advertising agency creatives to talk about that. Matt and I are conflicted. We know that the panels are basically just a podcast episode that you can listen to at any point, but it's nice to bring those people that are working in those industries to a group of people and having fun and networking, or if you prefer just the straight up parties. So
so let us
email
know.
us or DM us.
And let us know. We are going to do more of these. The office hours have been super fun. The parties have been super fun. It always feels like the first half of the year is just kind of people warming up. You get out of hibernation, you get a little work, all that stuff. And then basically from August until the end of the year is a full sprint. And so, I think we're going to do at least one more of these parties and at least another office hours. So if you want to find out about that, go to patreon.com/justshootitpod. It does keep the show going and is truly meaningful in terms of just supporting the show and paying for Kevin and his heroic work, especially on episodes like this. So shout out Kevin. Thank you.
And Lily, who's doing all our social media.
That's right.
Also, the longer the episode is, the more heroic her work is as well.
That's true. I'm bringing in new listeners every day. So this community gets a little bit bigger. You get to meet new people, all of that stuff. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk to Deondray and Quincy.
Okay. Okay. What a transitional phrase.
What does it feel like to be finishing up The Chi?
It's scary as hell. Lena Waithe, this is her baby.
Did she create it? She
created
first
it.
episode. Okay.
Created and wrote the first episode. It's her baby. It's true to her. It's true to Chicago. It's very important that she was very important to her that we end this with a bang. So that was a lot. We got lots of calls. She had lots of ideas, and we
And
worked
it's
really
season
well
8,
together.
right?
Season 8.
And how many episodes per season?
Usually 10, but we've had 2 seasons. One season we had 16 episodes, and one season we had 12. But this last season is back to the 10 format. But that's what Lena likes. That's the sweet spot for her and her in the writer's room. So yeah, it was a lot, man. It was, you wrapping up all these stories. We have a really big cast. We have lots of storylines. We have lots of things that the fans want to see kind of tidied up. And it was like, oh my gosh, there's just so much has to be seen. And and it was
and
a lot.
emotionally, you got fans that have stayed with this show for a really, really long time, diehard fans, and you want to give them something to remember. We're big TV fans, and I remember we were huge fans of 6 Feet Under. That was like one of our favorite shows, and to me, that was one of the best series finales ever.
Yes.
I mean, I was sitting, I remember, in Sherman Oaks. No, we weren't in Sherman Oaks. We were in Glendale. We were living in Glendale at the time. And I just remember laying in bed watching the finale and boo-hooing like I was losing my own family. It was almost unfathomable to think like I'm not going to be able to be with the Fishers
That's
ever
probably
again every week.
Did you watch that show, Matt?
Sporadically. I didn't. My producing partner B feels the same way, and I have like a little bit of envy because it feels like it's a little hard to go back and try to do it all over again. You know what I mean? I feel like it's something you kind of had to have in the moment. I didn't grow up with it.
It's probably one of the best. Yeah. I mean, I think it's the best finale I've ever seen because the opening of the entire show is about how everybody dies.
Yes,
sure.
right.
And spoiler alert.
Yes.
The end of the show.
Everybody dies.
Well,
It's great.
But to bring it back to your show, guys, I think it's interesting because you're the point of like, really powerful, meaningful television. You do feel like you mourn the loss of your friends, right? Like when a show has been running for a long time and you see actors grow up and develop and their characters start from one thing and become something totally different. And it's a big cast and it's really meaningful, that's really special. That's the magic of television. I think that's my favorite version of how television can affect people. And so maybe let's back up a little bit because I think the monumental nature of the finale is one thing, but tell us how you guys kind of became a part of the show and how it evolved, because I bet that's kind of going to be like a similar emotional journey, right? Like, pretty heavy, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've gone through a lot as filmmakers. We started off indie, and then we had this little show on Here TV, one of the first LGBTQ shows ever created, along with Noah's Ark for logo. And it was a lot of pressure then. It was like doing something that hadn't been done before.
Well, what was the name of that show?
The DL Chronicles.
DL Chronicles.
And
so that
was that the first time you guys linked up? Or
no, we had linked up prior. We were doing short films in our apartment with friends, and we did
Glendale,
a short film that
like you do
in Sherman Oaks at that time.
Sherman Oaks,
we moved all over the valley.
That is why you moved to Sherman Oaks, is to make friends. Kind of literally, though, right?
One of our first short films we did together won Best Experimental Short Film through Showtime, coincidentally, years ago. And that was kind of like the impetus for us to really like buckle down, because we were actors first, and we were SAG actors. Yeah, we were in television, film, commercials. We were doing the thing. But, just like a lot of working actors, work is far, few, and in between. And so you have all of this time on your hands. And so we were like, why don't we make short films to showcase ourselves as actors so that, casting directors and directors can see us in roles that they wouldn't normally, imagine us playing. So that's what, started it all. And then people were like,
lots of friends were doing this. Friends kept telling us, you guys, they saw these little shorts and they were like, you guys are directors. We're like, no, we're actors. We're thespians.
Wait, can we? We're talking about like kind of early 2000s here, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
early
YouTube
2000s.
doesn't come out till 2006. So
There's
you guys
no
are like,
such thing as streaming.
in your mind, what was the thing that you guys made that would be like, oh, if the casting directors see this, they'll cast us and stuff? Because you said that people weren't seeing you.
None of it, because everything that we made got no
It
traction.
didn't work.
No, but what we were learning how to do was become filmmakers. So that was the byproduct of what we were doing.
Right.
But no, it really didn't move the needle much. I mean, we were working, but those things we were making had no effect. So, but what we were doing was learning how to make movies in that process. So it took some friends.
But we
So,
thought, let's create a direct to DVD series, which is something nobody was doing. And then also we could fill this niche that nobody's filling. So we thought, 30 minutes an episode, 3 episodes per DVD, that's 90 minutes.
Sure.
That's, not necessarily season 1, but volume 1. And then we'll do volume 2, and then we'll do volume 3.
And
that was
people
how we
were watching
approached it.
TV on DVDs.
Yeah.
Like the idea
Yes,
of buying
yeah.
seasons of TV on DVDs was very,
That's
very
right.
current. So it
The
wasn't
volumes. Yeah, that's
Right.
like when that director series came out, right? The Michelle
Right.
Gondry and Chris
Sure,
Cunningham and all those guys.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
I was talking like
They had-
Lost, but yes, same thing.
But
So,
what we
and-
didn't know is
and-
that it would end up being picked up by a network, and we were showrunners all of a sudden.
Yeah, so
And that
unpack that,
was-
a little bit. How,
Wait,
how
and the
did that
network?
happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a great agent. She saw the vision.
Wait, how'd you get the agent?
That was Quincy had the agent. Go ahead, Quincy. Tell him how you met.
I was in
Maggie.
animation, so we're gonna just keep throwing these things at you guys. So just hold on to your seats. So I'm a visual artist and a cartoonist, and so
Okay.
I actually had a couple of animated series that we were shopping, and got picked up by Disney, then it got dropped. But so I still have my agent. Luckily, she didn't drop me.
Wait,
And
so,
so-
you sorry, hold on. You were acting still though, and also in
I was
animation was
acting.
like the day job basically? Or
Well, animation was like my
With passion.
birth passion,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so
Did you go to
I
art
was
school
doing
or
everything
anything?
at the same thing. No, I didn't. I was a self-taught artist in Chicago, and I just been drawn since I was
All the
a
art
wee-
behind his
wee
head
baby.
is all his, by the way.
Oh,
yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so you are getting meetings. You're pitching animated shows, and you're getting like a agent,
I'm
like
like, so I got an
Paradigm or something
agent.
like that.
No,
Literary
she was a former agent at ICM, and she had just started her own boutique agency. So I wasn't with a big agency, but she was an agent who had just left ICM. And so we were pitching Nickelodeon. So I was all over town, but only in animation. But once it got into festivals, which also just happened because a director friend of Deondray saw our rough cut, and he was like, "Hey, can I show this to somebody?" And we're like, "No, it's not finished." And he's like, "It's really good. Just let me show it to a friend of his, Kim Utani, who is a programmer today at Sundance, but she was at Outfest Film Festival at the time." She loved it and called us and said, "Hey, how soon can you get this finished? I would love to program this. And if you don't mind, I would also like to share this with some other festival directors." And we were like,
We didn't even know what that meant. We were like, okay.
Okay.
Sure.
The thing that worried me was she needed it in like 2 weeks. And I was like, we are nowhere near finishing this in 2 weeks. We don't have any more money.
Right.
So, but I got on my computer. I did the
"There's
best
only
that I
2 names
could.
in the credits."
Yeah, I did everything.
That's so okay. So you guys get into Outfest. You guys paid your rent. What's the next step? How do you guys get to the DL Chronicles?
So the deal, Kim Utani programmed it, New Fest programmed it, a festival in Atlanta programmed it. So like within 2 days, it had premiered across the country.
Yeah. Right, because
And-
Outfest, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a pretty huge festival. Like
It's
It
the
is the-
LGBTQIA Sundance.
it's right. It's like
And that's
as big
the
as it
LA
gets,
one, right?
So- yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
So
they
you guys are like,
partnered
I
later
know
with
somebody, and
Newfest.
we got on there, but like, it's a huge deal. And then it
Yeah.
kind of trickles down to all of the other festivals, right?
And did Logo exist at that point?
Yes, they were coming
Yes,
into
it did. It
existence
did.
right about
Yeah.
there, right? But they weren't like,
They were
weren't
they were
like-
kind of new.
we launched on another channel. Noah's Ark helped launch logo a few months ahead of that. So then our agent took that heat. She used it to our advantage. We did another episode because some of the stuff that was coming wasn't solid yet. So we did another episode because we were still determined we're not going to stop. We're going to get this on DVD.
Yeah,
it's like all jib
yeah.
shots.
Yeah.
Thanks for the offer, but until that ink is dry,
Sure.
we are going to keep going with our A plan. So
Because that was never the direction anyway. It was like we're going to go on DVD.
Yeah,
so,
that's really interesting and really smart. And frankly, like a mistake I made. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember like the first time I got a little bit of heat, you start taking all these meetings and you're like, oh, all right. Well, like I don't need to do the other stuff I was doing before. I'm drinking Fiji water bottles in a fancy office, right?
But also,
a
friend of yours in the business will say, now you're never going to have to pay for your own stuff again. Now you're going to use other people's money to make stuff.
Sure.
And that's when most of us are like, okay, let's
like, great, let's
see what happens. And then nothing happens.
Pitch things and maybe sell a little bit here or there. Yeah, but nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what gave you that insight? Was it just an instinct or a hunch, or had you seen it before?
My acting career was like that. I'd get parts and the show would never go. So we knew that DVD plan was a plan because our friend Brian Hooks did it. So it was like, we know this will work. So great for the offers, but we're still going to stick to our plan. So we did another episode. It got more hype than the first. And so then the real offers started to come in. There were bigger ones than Here TV who we ultimately went with. And it was because of creative control and all the things. But there were bigger channels that wanted to, or bigger outlets like Warner Home Video that wanted the show. But
which now will be a part of Paramount.
I would say yes. We keep coming back. We keep coming back to this this company. It's Showtime, Paramount, and Warner. So we ultimately signed with this little fledgling LGBTQI network called Here TV. They were kind of like a cable, unedited, like HBO's version of Logo.
They were gay BO. Well, when they first started, at the time that they signed us, they weren't national. They were in certain markets in the United States, but they were launching nationally. So they used the DO Chronicles as their flagship show when they went nationally. So it was like a channel you had to just call your cable provider and ask them to add it to your lineup. So it was pay cable.
And let me ask you, because I think like the more modern versions of this, like the High Maintenances and the Broad City and the Insecures, like because they made those probably like 10 years after you guys made it, the production value just right out the gate is pretty high, right? How you guys were just writing, directing, editing, doing everything in the office.
Not.
but it was still like ready for TV, like NTSC safe color levels, audio, and
once they picked us up, we had to go through a QC process. So they took what we made and they did do a new sound mix. We had to re-record some Foley and some
color correction,
the right
way.
Yeah, we did a QC, but ultimately the edit stayed the same. Luckily, we didn't have to do too much finagling with what we had put on on what was in the can. But we had to definitely go through a QC.
We got picked up for a second season.
We got picked up for a second season that didn't go.
Go.
We got hired to write the scripts and everything. So we were living off of that money, but then they just kept postponing the start date.
And that was one of the things that we were upset about, because the portrayals of especially closeted African American men were done in such a way that we didn't find very authentic. And was very stereotypical. And I might add that, we had left the industry for a few years because we were both kind of, especially after my animated series got dropped, I was like, fuck this place. I can't do it anymore. Sure. We went back to school. We went to Cal State Northridge and we got degrees in psychology.
Both of you?
Both of us.
Same degree.
We're a couple too. So we're a married couple. And
he's downstairs, I'm upstairs.
At the time when we were, the whole impetus of this series was the depiction of men on the DL, men who, live these double seedy
in
lives.
The closet.
And so we were very much like, there's a bigger story here than what they're telling. There's a lot of layers that they're not exposing to why some men are doing this and they're not hurting anyone. It's just because they feel for whatever reason they can't come out. For me and Quincy, it was a career choice.
It was career.
We were family choice. Family choices as well. There was religious factors why we couldn't tell our family and stuff. And but mostly because we played straight when we acted. So it was like to say that. And the roles for Black men were already scarce. And then we come out and say, hey, we're also gay. We thought it would just dry up. A lot of our friends or actors that were also closeted were also afraid. We were living in a very different time then. So in that interim, our friend was like, he was a choreographer for America's Best Dance Crew on MTV. And they were looking for producers. And we went and met with the executive producer of America's
at MTV,
America's Best Dance Crew, and he liked us. He liked our cinematic approach. And we were going down there knowing we weren't going to get this job, but our friend forced us to go because he put his neck out for us. So we felt like we had to go. And we just had a conversation about what would we do with like story packages. How would you shoot these? And we were like, we just applied what we do to all of our stuff. And he was like, oh my gosh, I love that.
It's like, we've been looking for something to make this stand out, to be different this season. And we were like, oh, well, let's kind of tell them like mini movies.
This is like kind of profiling the contestants.
That's right.
Yes, this is like their whole
This is like their packages.
Like this is this Jabberwocky. This is that Jabberwocky.
Yes. And then also the the stories throughout the season as they're like, so and so's mother got a call. Their mom's in the hospital. Will they make the show tonight?
Yeah. But so I'm seeing a theme of like cinematic and thoughtful character-based stories, right? Like that it is. Would you guys classify? Is that kind of the way you like to tell stories?
Yeah. I think it comes natural because we're actors first, and psychologists. We're still in denial about being producers and directors. We still think we're actors first, so everything comes from that space. So I think we approach it always from the character, the psychology, the layers of the person, and the flawed human being is always where we're working from. So. Yeah,
which also ended up making us great story producers, which we had that was not our intention. We were going to do one season and we were waiting on our show to finally
come back.
Go.
And
we get there and we're like breaking these stories down all the way down to like the contestants' psychology. And then when we interview them, we could make them cry like that. And they were like, oh man, these are so powerful. And so
I probably shouldn't tell this story. But I used to work at a show that rhymes with Schmelin, and we would have a meeting for every episode about how to make somebody cry. We're gonna do a human interest story, and they'd be like, if you bring this up, they will cry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look, we did these deep interviews with each contestant, and I'm giving away some of the reality trade secrets. Like long conversations, like hours at a time, and just kind of learning everything about them and as much as we possibly could within, a few hours. And then like creating a Bible of this person, knowing what stories we could pull from their real lives and integrate them into the competition. And like, of course, they're there to dance. But, we're like, look, you want the viewing audience to
vote for you.
Vote for you. And the way that they vote for you is because it's the heart. You got to pull on their heartstrings. They care about it.
And it taught us a lot too. We became better producers, better directors, better directors doing competition reality. So well, in fact, that one season that we were supposed to do turned into 11 years of doing this.
Oh, okay.
That's like our podcast.
Years of reality TV competition shows. I mean, we produced and directed almost everything with the word off in it. So
Face Off.
Face Off, we did.
Face Off. Not the Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah,
Not that
Face
one.
Off,
Make up
the
the
sing
version.
off, you
Yeah.
know,
Dance off.
dance offs. I mean,
Dog competition shows.
I have a question actually. So while you guys are doing this, the DL Chronicles is kind of like this through line where you guys are kind of re-releasing it and putting things up and doing all the spin-offs and stuff. Are you like carrying that audience with you? How are you telling people about it? Are you collecting? Do you have an email like newsletter? How do people keep track of what's going on?
all of the all
the
of the
crazy
above.
thing
Go ahead.
also with the DL Chronicles was because the series was anthology, there was no real singular actor or character for the audience to really kind of latch on to, like
except for
television
Chadwick,
series, except for
Mhm.
Chadwick, and it kind of like evolved in a way where we became the faces of
Oh,
the DL
interesting.
Chronicles, even though we
Uh-huh.
were behind the scenes, we became the faces and voices publicly for the show. And so the fan base was not just following the show, they were following us.
Gotcha. Right.
And
Yeah. So
our real
your
life,
Twitter or your Instagram or whatever,
Yeah,
you kind of are taking
it's
people
kind
with
of
you.
the
Yeah.
fan base
And
was
also-
following us. And then we also, as a openly gay couple, we got married on the Grammys, and it was just like a lot of things that
But you got
like,
married on the
constantly-
Grammys?
Yeah.
Like on
We
TV.
just-
You're just
we
you're
are-
just dropping bombs the whole
I don't
thing.
mean to drop the bombs. I'm just,
we're the Forrest Gumpses of the gay community.
Did Queen Latifah marry you?
She did. She did. And Madonna
That's
came
incredible.
out with a pimp suit and a cane. Yeah, that was
Oh
us.
my goodness.
But
Real
yeah,
quick,
so
we can't drive past that. So you got to tell out just really succinct, and then we'll get back onto the main story. But how did that happen exactly?
33 couples married.
Yes,
the
33
Grammys.
couples married. Our friend knew the producers who were trying to put this on for Macklemore. It was his Same Love song. And it was the marriage right, gay marriage had just passed in Congress. So it
What
was
year?
this big, it was supposed to
2014.
14. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And so they were looking for couples to kind of celebrate the moment, couples looking to for real get married, not just for show. And so they did an extensive interview process. But me and Quincy were very apprehensive because they wouldn't tell us what this was. They wouldn't even tell us it was the Grammys.
Interesting.
It's like it's a popular artist.
We're reality TV producers, and you're asking me
Yes.
to do
Right.
to get
Sure,
married
sure.
without giving
any
me any
information.
information. No,
Absolutely
sir.
Yeah.
So we
you
didn't know if it was
know
gonna
and
be-
all the pitfalls that could happen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we signed an NDA, but still got no new information. But they did tell us they did tell us something, Quincy. I can't remember what
They,
it was.
they
I think
gave us
said,
some hints, like they let us know the scale of the show.
right.
So, and I
that
remember
you won't be
thinking-
exploited. It's super important. It's very political, but it's important. You won't be exploited. And we're like, okay, but who? But what? Why? Who? And
Yeah.
so
I think
They-
did we figure out that it was
I
the
think we
Grammys, or did
they told us it.
Oh,
they
you didn't
did
even
tell
know it was
that's
the
what-
Grammys.
that at the first offer, no, the first invite, but then they later told us it's going to be a big award show. That's what they said.
Uh-huh.
And they told us
Yes.
the date, and I was like,
And
it's
then
the
you're like,
Grammys.
okay,
it's the
gra-
Grammys?
Yeah,
It's the Grammys.
But we still didn't.
Queen
we
Latifah was
didn't-
a surprise. Yeah.
Queen Latifah was a surprise. We didn't know who the officiant was. They said there was also a legend officiant. So we were like, okay. They're like, you guys will not be exploited. We will pay for everything. There will be. We'll pay for your wardrobe. We'll throw you
Reception.
reception.
Wedding reception.
And so we were like, okay, well, maybe we'll save a little money because we were going to have to pay for this anyway. I was like, okay, maybe this is cool because now we don't have to pay for it. We do like making statements. We're not shy about making
Right.
political
You made
statements.
multiple shows about it.
That's right. That's right. So we did it, and it was great. The crazy thing is we were petrified because we're seeing all like the people, they had the little cardboard cutouts when we were doing the rehearsal. And was like, I'm gonna have to do this in front of Snoop Dogg.
They have them
I'm
like
gonna
in the
marry
audience.
another guy in front of Snoop Dogg. This is gonna be. This could be a
So funny.
disaster. So
Because the audience didn't know, nobody knew who was
Yeah, it was a
attending.
surprise.
So it was going to be a
Mhm.
big surprise moment. So we're like, this could either go down in flames, or it could be
Mhm.
like one of the greatest moments in television
Yeah.
history.
You guys don't
Like,
want to
we could
be a
be
meme.
totally booed.
basically. Yeah,
Right,
you
don't want it.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
We ended up being
Yeah.
a meme, but for other reasons. I'll get to that.
Because
But-
the show after the wedding aired, a show that rhymes with Shellin, used the screen grab of our ugly cry moment on the big monitor when they were
Behind
talking about the
about
wedding.
the moment.
Yeah.
And it was me
So
like
it's-
this, like just
doesn't look that bad.
snotty. It was just
And that became the
Yeah.
ugly cry of the century. So then
That's
that went
so-
viral on
that went viral.
It-
that
Did that
became
really?
a
on
meme.
Instagram.
Boy, oh
Yes,
boy.
yes.
But yeah, we did it. It was great. We walked down the aisle and all these
And then
people.
I saw that on Instagram and was like,
Yeah, she's like,
hey,
hey,
come back to the show.
No, that actually. So where Lena to the shy. We
So Lena, Lena
we were
was
giving her-
looking at
we were-
our short films and our reels to give us advice on like how to not make it look like the credits only had two people's names in it. And her thing was, look, you guys are talented. I know you're talented. You guys opened the doors for all of us who are doing this today. You just have never had the money. Like,
Sure.
like,
Sure.
yeah, it's great
the
that
resources.
you know, you
Yeah.
haven't had the resources. It's great you know how to shoot. It's great you know how to edit. It's great that you know how to do all these things. But she was just really honest. She said they don't give a damn about your name showing up on the credit 25 times. It doesn't give you any brownie points. Meanwhile, you have a student who just came out of AFI or UCLA or USC, and
Sure,
they
who blew $100,000 on the shirt. Yeah.
$100,000 on their thesis film, and
Yeah.
it looks amazing. You might be the more talented director who knows how to do all this stuff, but their shit looks great.
Right.
and
Right.
I can't sell you guys until like I feel confident that you have something. And she's like, you got to stop trying to do the most, because we do try to stretch. We're like, we're gonna do a period piece. We got $25 from here, $25 from there. We can make it work. We're gonna produce it. We're gonna produce the hell out of it. And she's like, but in the end, you're wasting a lot of your resources because you're spread too thin. So why don't you guys create a short film that is two people in a room? Like put all your money, all the resources, all the money you raise, everything, and just focus on telling an amazing story with a very, very small footprint, so that like it looks great. And I can help you guys get some, great DPs and I'm going to open up my network of people to you
We'll get
guys.
Billy
to help
Porter
you.
to narrate it.
Well, we did.
Well,
have
that was
Billy-
something. Well, that's a whole.
Is that not
That's a
it?
whole other story.
That's
No,
not that one.
it.
That's not
Oh,
that one.
okay.
We did a
okay.
period piece.
She
We
ain't
did
that.
that. Yeah, we sent that in, and she had lots of notes. She had lots of notes. She said, "Not this one, not this one, guys." But it was a great piece. It still was. I still support.
Still love that piece.
But she needed something more commercialized for us. She said a period piece is just not the for what I do. I can't sell you.
Can't do it.
A period piece. So
Yeah.
she got it. She helped us through this process and got us she helped produce this short Flames with us through a program with Indeed that she spearheaded, where it took 10 filmmakers, gave them $100,000 for these shorts that would automatically be accepted into Tribeca Film Festival to get a premiere screening.
Did you work with someone named
And-
Ruth Dew? Was she part of this?
Ruth. I don't think she was our class.
Okay.
Ruth was.
She
that
was
name
a
is familiar.
producer that produced some stuff for Lena's something program. Maybe.
No,
Our
wasn't.
producers were Constanza and Dominica for that program. But there might have been a Ruth. There were lots of people
Because
behind
we
the
were
scenes that
we were the
we
first
didn't get to
season
meet.
of Rising Voices.
Okay.
So that it went on to do multiple seasons, and kind of launched the careers of a lot of working directors right now, which is an amazing program. And that's one of the things that Lena wanted to do when she created the program, was like, there's all these filmmaker programs that people go through, and then they learn how to make films, and you come out on the end with a project, but there's never any guaranteed work. Now you have a piece you could sell yourself with, but it doesn't necessarily get you in the door. Like her program was basically putting people in jobs based off of the program. So all of the directors coming out of the program were directing TV or working on developing a film with a small studio or something. So that was
so
the
awesome.
brilliance of that program, because we had done programs before, screenwriting programs, things like that. And like I said, like they were great opportunities to network and meet people and build with your own community of filmmakers. But not many of us worked, afterwards.
Sure.
We still were, pushing the
You
the
just
ball
knew a lot of
uphill.
other out of work filmmakers now.
Basically.
Yeah.
So this was
There's a lot of fellowships.
Yeah.
Who were employed by fellowships.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, she saw that film, and she saw it in Tribeca and thought, finally, this I can sell. As a matter of fact, I'm so confident about this that I think we're ready to offer you guys an episode of The Shy.
Isn't it crazy that even it's her show, she created it, it's like season 3 or whatever season it is, she still can't unilaterally just give someone an episode. She still has to sell you guys to the network executives.
Every director is so vetted. Now us being producing directors on this show, all the directors that would come into us to be considered, it was this thick, hard, vetting process. So we started to understand. Could she just think
no worries, Matt and I will do it.
All right.
The last episode.
Perfect.
The thing I keep thinking about, besides, boy, Lena, what a real one. Way to follow through and put your money where your mouth is. Because I think you guys have a great story, but she's responsible for that story many times over, right?
Yeah.
She's helped so many people. Awesome.
So many.
But the just having a friend with the perspective to tell you in a kind but clear way, you have to do these things in order for me to sell you. Not sugarcoating things or placating you, or just kind
placating.
Or
saying, I'll check.
Yeah, it would be easy to just be no, they went with somebody else. Sorry, guys. Instead of hey, you've got what it takes, but I have to prove it to you in these different ways, and this is the stuff that you're lacking on your reel. It's a hard conversation to have, and also you have to be open to it, right? That takes a level of discipline and follow through and lack of ego in order to hear that and actually act on it.
Yeah, especially after you made the short film for her, and she's like, "No, that's not it."
That short film we didn't make for her. Yeah, we didn't make that one for her. Short film for her.
Yeah.
But we did think it was a good sample for the reel. She was like,
Yeah, right.
At
least in the back of your head, you're not this one, right?
Yeah.
And also, when you met her, she was younger. She's still younger than you, but she's up and coming. So it's also that thing of everyone's career moves at a different speed,
That's right.
And having the ability to keep up with people and support one another, regardless of whether you think it's gonna pay off in some career way, just being an artist in community, I think is really powerful. It's really cool.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because during this time that we're doing reality, we're caught in this cycle of reality TV. One job leads to another. We never apply for a job, and whatever. We were very fortunate, and we kind of had somewhat of a charmed experience that we went from one show and they'd ask us to come to this show. They liked the work we did. So for 11 years, we were just moving,
golden handcuffs
network to network.
What do they call it?
Yes, is that what they call it? And the money was, the credits were growing, the money was getting better, but the hours were grueling. And I know if there are people out here watching who do that work, there was no union protections, there were no union minimums. So you're making a decent living, but compared to what a television DGA director makes, it's like night and day. And so like we're working 16-hour days. We're working 6 days a week. And we're like doctors on call. And 6 months out of the year, that's one show. You know, and then if you go right into another show, like there was no time to fart, let alone do anything else. Like,
Right.
I mean, we
do
were
art.
theirs, and it just was kind of like after a while, it just wears on you. Like you just begin to shut down. And we're watching all of these young filmmakers who we mentored, who were aspiring writers, aspiring directors, who to this day will tell us the DO Chronicles is the reason that I make television today. Like that the DO Chronicles is the reason that I was able to come into my truth and come out to my family. And, you know, like we hear these stories and like we're doing talented dog shows and they're like, you know, they got overall deals and shit. It was just like
a lot of people watch the Talented Dog Show. Don't underestimate.
I know. Look, that's why we have our dog, and he's my heart. The dog awards made me fall in love with dogs. Now I'm a dog guy, but you know, it was just like that. I would say like it's a blessing and a curse both to be on the cutting edge or to open the door. Cause I'm like, okay, well, I've been holding this door open for so long and nobody stopped to hold the door and let me walk in. Like I want to get paid, not just innovate. I want to actually make a living. So a lot of times when you're innovating, you're not paid for your innovation, but you do open the door for everyone else who comes after you. And that's great because you get that credit, but you don't get that check.
Sure. I mean, I think like at a very small scale, like it's happened to us on the podcast too. Like we'll meet young filmmakers and interview them because they made this really cool short film or whatever. And then like 6 years later, they have like a show on HBO and a show on Hulu and a show. And we're like, hey, can
you do it? You can't get them on the phone.
Yes. I'd love to see you guys in the lot.
You guys have seen The Artist, right? That movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, it's about a guy, right? The biggest star in silent films that paved the way for his protege and then becomes completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
The talkies. And it's, it's, you know, I think about it a lot as I get older, as I barrel towards the end of my life.
You guys
not the end, Orange.
You guys are going to be fine.
The middle.
We got barreling towards the middle. You know, guys, I'm curious. I want to ask a personal question that we can cut out if you are uncomfortable. But I think you guys are the first couple we've had on the show, and you work together. And Quincy, you were alluding to the hours are grueling, right? But you know, there's a part of me that's like, well, at least you guys are together. Like I work with my spouse, you know, and so it's like, you know, making an indie movie for a couple weeks is a very different deal than doing 11 years of reality television together. Are there things you've learned about yourselves and your relationship as a couple based off of how you work together? Is there anything that kind of like bubbles up that's interesting to talk about?
Well, I would like to think I listen a little better. I think we don't always get it right. Like we're two alpha creatives, you know. We have our very strong opinions, and we do. So like when we're directing, we have to battle out some of these scenes the way we see them. We literally will go and shoot a sequence with our phones. We'll use the other one as the actor, which is funny. But act it out, and we literally will play it back.
You're doing it on purpose, Quincy. Come on.
Right now, see, he's too. He wants to be too good of an actor. He can never be slipping. So he's gonna give me his best. But yeah, we will like shoot sequences and show them to each other and say
we audition sequences.
And sometimes the good thing is though, what we always learned in the end is we're just trying to do the best piece that we possibly can. So we're not serving the story. We're not gonna fight over like whose idea. If his idea is better, I will often be like, yeah, that was it. He won't be, but I'm just saying
well, you would think after 11 years or however many years, 20 years of kind of hustling together, the ego probably goes away at some point. And
well, you know, that's like he said, the thing that settles it all is we're of service to the story. So everything that we create, everything we do, even though we might think it's cool, a lot of times we have like some of the coolest shit we ever want to see. Like, that's going to be so bad. That's going to be so great. Like that. Nobody's done that before. But then we get down to The Wire and we're like, but does it
We're not
make
gonna have time to
sense for
shoot
the-
that.
Yeah.
Or does
we're
it
not-
make
right.
sense for the story?
Right.
Like,
right.
how is it
yeah.
elevating the story? How is it pushing the story along? It's just a cool shot. It's just a cool way of showing
Yeah.
it, but it's not really in service of what's most important. And that's the story. And so a lot of times we have to sacrifice our babies. And so that approach is how we often settle our creative, ideas. It's just like
We also do a lot of prep, so that by the time we get to the set, we're on one page. So all of the auditioning scenes,
Sure.
all of that stuff is all ironed out in prep. We do a really extensive prep process. But the crazy thing is, me and this man, when we break apart to break our scripts down and when we come back together, I'm not kidding. I know people are going to think this is such BS, but about 98% of the ideas are the same.
Yeah.
Like most, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what I thought. That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
it's like that's
And
what
then
I had that. I
Yeah.
got that down.
So the last
Yeah, but that's my
2% we
idea,
fight
though.
over. Sometimes
yeah.
he'll give me a pitch, right? He'll tell me, well, I was thinking this. And I'll go, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah.
When we get,
I
then
thought
that-
medium
that-
shot
then
with
it's-
Sears Tower in the background too.
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very similar approach.
We like
So
the same movies. We like the same.
Yeah.
We like a lot of the same things. So I mean, it makes sense that we're going to probably think creatively in a lot of similar ways because we're inspired by a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I
Even when
mean,
we're on set, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, do you ever stop working? You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't learned how to do that yet.
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
brain,
I
my
learned how to
brain
do
does
it.
not
No.
stop working.
Yeah.
It never
you mean
stops
like when they
working.
go home?
Yeah. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
no! We
Yeah.
thought what we should have did differently.
Differently,
What
what we
we're
gotta do
gonna
tomorrow.
do tomorrow.
Remind me to
Um,
get the dialogue
Yes.
clean.
yeah.
I wake up in the middle. He can tell you I'll wake up in the middle of the night.
He
turn
does
on the
this
light, go,
every
oh my
time.
gosh! You know what we should do for scene 3? We should. You know when the camera. I'll do that, and I that's a problem.
Or he'll
but-
wake up. He has this weird brain where like I problem solve in the moment, right? Like everything
Mhm.
is happening. He needs to sleep.
Mhm.
So I don't even know that he's thinking any of this stuff. And then he wakes up in the morning
like
and
percolating.
he goes, do you know, or he'll remember, we totally forgot to do this or what? Like, you just woke up. You just rolled out of bed. Like, literally, he'll have all of these epiphanies.
Right.
Wake
Sounds
it
like
up.
stress dreams.
It's stress.
And
That's what it
he
is. It's stress dreams.
He is stressed
I'm a
out.
stressor.
But that's where he.
But you know,
he
it's
can
good
think
because
is what he's
that
sleeping.
kind of stuff has saved us so many times because we will literally have forgotten to shoot a particular angle of something that was super important for a scene that like is the crux of the scene. It was like, oh my gosh, Quincy, we didn't get the close up of him looking at the thing. We're like, oh shoot, that's right. So we go we're on a completely different set, but we have to go tell our AD, hey,
Sure.
we need to pick up
We're
this
gonna go
one
grab
little
something.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happens, not I wouldn't say quite often, but when it happens,
Yeah.
thank goodness it happens.
Yeah, and you
Thank
have
goodness
someone
I'm
else,
a stressor.
and you have
Yeah.
someone else to bounce off. Like, we need that close up, right? And
Yeah.
Like, or not
And he
really.
will tell
yeah.
he will tell me sometimes, no, we don't need that. But
Yeah, sure.
sometimes sometimes that stress dream saved our butts.
It
So,
sounds like
yeah.
Deondray was the editor of the two.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
was
We
definitely
should
the
probably
editor.
just get that. Just for
I
sake.
am
Just
not
if we need
the
it.
editor. He is the editor.
I know we're like way over time. Just one last question. I was interested, just kind of technical too, is that it sounds like everything. Obviously, you guys did these kind of big budget unscripted shows, and you guys did your kind of lower budget, shorts and your like episodic stuff, digital shows and whatnot. But I'm imagining that when you went to the Shy, it's a big union shoot. Probably your budget is like 10x at least what you had on your last show. Like, how does that, like as a duo or just as the directors in general, does that make a big difference, or do you just basically do it exactly the same way?
It made not a bit of difference. We thought the same thing. We thought, oh, we're gonna have all of this help and all of this big team. and all
Techno
this money.
cranes.
I think we had less time than we had when we were shooting our indie films.
We thought we were gonna have so much
but-
padding. Like, ooh, we get to really play. We got
But
money.
thank goodness we
Got
had
time.
gone through the fires before, so it didn't scare us. And that's why a lot of our crew is always so like, gosh, how do you guys isn't this your first big? We're like, yes, but we've been training for this a long time. So this kind of stuff does not scare us. So we know how to pivot really quickly. And I think everybody's like, oh my gosh, how did you come up with that? I was like, because we've had to be in a location before that burned down the same day. So it's like, we're used to this kind of stuff. So yeah, we just pivot.
It's weird. It's weird because it's just like, it's just a bigger beast, but the same shit, right? Sure. And I think like when you come from, and excuse me if I'm cursing a lot. I'm like,
no, that's totally
fine. I always say this show is so boring for children. Like,
okay. It puts them to bed. It puts them to bed.
Yeah.
Don't walk your child at night. Just let them listen to the podcast.
That's right. There you go. That's where we make most of our money through.
But yeah, I'm thinking that, you guys, we all probably come from the same, kind of indie background. And I think like Deondray said, it trains you to think on your toes. It trains you to be inventive in ways. It just does something for how you move, right? And then when you get to a big production, all of those same things happen all the time. Things fall apart. Actors don't show up, miss flights. You lose locations. You get rained out. A drive-by goes by through your set. Any crazy, all kinds of things can happen. All kinds of stuff can happen. And it sounds cliche, but the show must go on, as they say. Sure. And as producers, as producing directors, we have to be there to think on our toes to make sure that this show keeps moving and that we can creatively pick up where things left off. Or we're the solutions guys. I like to say we're firemen. We're putting out a lot of fires, but we're also as PDs, we're the solution guys because we have to not come to the network or come to Lena or come to the showrunners with a problem without an answer.
Right. Yeah.
We have to have answers.
That's the difference between being a director and being a producer. The producer has to have the plan, right?
It's
like, here's how we're going to fix it.
Yeah. Because our directors are sitting there looking at us, what
do I do?
Because whatever the whole thing just shut down on them. And they're like, how am I going to get my scene? And we have to know how to like, hey, this is how we're going to pivot. We can, finagle this here, finagle this there. Give us a second. Let us call the showrunners. Let us pitch this. Hey, all we need is maybe a little change in the dialogue here. Maybe we might need to say this to set this up because we now can't shoot this. What do you guys think? We get the approvals and then we're like, okay, we're going to do this. Let's move. Let's go. So, it was like,
I think
that's how we had to navigate, which I think
our indie filmmaking helped us quite. I started to realize what people were kind of responding to because I just thought this is what you do. I remember one day, one of our directors, it was just a terrible day. She was just everything that could go wrong was going wrong. And had this bright idea because she had like 3 scenes left, but they were all in the same location. And they all sequentially happened after one another. And I thought, let's just do it as a oneer. And she was like, for all of those, we're like, yeah, that'll get us through it. Let's just keep going. Just have them positioned all around this church and have each scene pop as the camera moved. And she was like,
we'll have this person walk over here. We'll follow, like we're working with our DP, Tico at the time. And just like, hey, we just got to figure out some movement. We're going to follow this person, bring us to this conversation. This person at this point is going to go here. We're going to do that. Like, we're going to get this scene, all 3 of these scenes shot.
Yeah.
Before we get kicked out of this location.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
It was such a fun scene. It worked.
I'm getting high just thinking about it. It sounds so fun.
Yeah. Can I ask? I only learned that because this happened so many times in the past. You're just like, I was like, that's the easy thing to do. Well, let's do a oneer. She was like, how are you gonna get out? I was like, it's fine. We're gonna do it. Just watch. Just go. It's just a little choreography. We're gonna
be wonderful.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
America's best dance crew can do it.
Yes.
Yes. Just my one last final question is kind of a selfish one. I think Deondray, you mentioned before I rudely interrupted you that you guys do get director reels, and you guys, because you're producing directors, you guys have some input on who gets to direct the other episodes. Can you just tell us
a little bit,
like the profile of the perfect new director that gets to direct an episode of a show that you're producing on?
A lot of it. So Lena does the big decision making, but when it does come across Quincy our desk, we are looking for first an aesthetic. It's something that we notice. It doesn't mean you're a bad director. So this is the thing to understand. The Shy has a certain aesthetic. So first, we're trying to see if you have the aesthetic of
what's
the
the aesthetic.
The aesthetic for us is like very grounded, but like very. Let me see. What's the word?
South side of Chicago
was a fresco.
Was a fresco.
Yeah, it was a fresco.
So it's urban beauty.
Like
so it's
kind
like
of
urban
romantic,
grit.
like a
Romanticized urban grit. It's hard. I had a word for it before, and you asked me this question. Now I'm lost.
It is like 1 in the morning for you. So
oh shit, it is.
Sorry.
But we know it when we see it. And so first it's aesthetic. And then when we do the interview, we want to know that you are going to be good to work with. That's really a lot of it, because we're going to be in the trenches. Things are going to go wrong. We know it. It's just the nature of the beast. Things are going to go wrong. And we want to know that you have the wherewithal to move through that without causing chaos. So we really look for personality types, folks that seem to kind of know how to pivot on a dime. It's hard to tell in an interview, though. Like, interviews can be so misleading because you can have the perfect interview, the perfect reel, and then you get into the field and these people are nothing like you thought they were. So, but you try to do the best you can. I think Quincy and I, all the interviews over the years, we've been interviewing a long time, even across reality TV. So we start to understand, like, what may seem like a good interview. Quincy's better at it than me, though. He picks out little nuances that I wasn't getting, and he warns me before we hire. He goes, they're going to be good at this, but this is the thing we're going to have to watch out. And I was like, oh, that was not that. He's like, I'm telling you, wait until we get out there. I think this is going to be one of the things we're going to bump up against and he's usually right. I'm overall like, what they will give us, what I'm really good at picking out, I know they're going to give us a great aesthetic. I know they're going to direct their asses off. I know the performances are going to be great. That part I'm right about. I'm not always great about, are they going to be good to work with? I'm a little more forgiving than Quincy. He's a little more attuned to those little nuances. But
one of the things that we were able to establish when we were asked to come and be producing directors was to create the show that we wanted to work on, and that the environment that we wanted to work in. And I think, we were special in a way because we were able to actually achieve that and create like an amazing, supportive, family-oriented kind of atmosphere between cast and crew and even the incoming directors. And so it's like, if you can't come in and be a part of the joy that we're all creating to create make-believe, then I'm not sure if you're the right fit, So we protect our cast, we protect our crew, because our motto is this should be a joyful experience, right? We get to make-believe and finally get paid well for it. This is the stuff we've struggled to do all these years. This is the stuff we did for free as kids and young adults. It's what makes you happy. You should not come to work and be miserable.
Right.
So, and I think that, that type of atmosphere and environment brings the best out of everyone, and they give you their best. So we have to be very careful about who we bring into the house, right?
And it sounds like it's a big personality thing, and like would you get more excited about someone that has a ton of TV drama experience, or someone that had an award-winning film at Sundance?
It depends. I mean, so sometimes when we're okay, a long resume does help because we know, they got this. They've been through that. But you know, sometimes we take chances on people who kind of just blow us away with this little short that they did. It's just like, this is just really good. Like the performances are great. Your aesthetic is great. The way you know, the edit is just it's so smooth and seamless. And I forgot that I was watching, you know, a movie. I escaped in it. That stuff means a lot. I think and I like those kinds of directors because when they come onto the show, they sort of add a new spice, you know, because we're, you know, TV is very cookie cutter. It's just a machine that's constantly moving. But sometimes you get one of those directors in there and they do this. I think that's how we got this job. They do this to the format, and you go, oh, you know. And so those directors, when we take chances on, have so far never let me down. I'm always like, they usually make they make the episode I thought they would make.
Yeah.
So we do take those chances too. But yeah, a big resume never hurts. You know, it's always especially in your jam, you're like trying to really staff quick.
Yeah,
you're like, oh yeah, he got it.
Like,
He's got
okay,
it. You know?
Yeah.
So
So
what I would say, what a big television, when you make that comparison, like there are two modes of thinking, right? When you've only done features, right, and maybe you've only done independent films, that's your baby. You are the center of that project, the director. In television, you are not. And that's something that we learned coming in. It's like, oh no, this is truly a collaborative process. None of us are greater than the next. Like this is a machine that has to work together. So it's not me versus the world. And so, you know, that's something that I look for in a director. How collaborative are you? So sometimes if you've done a lot of television, then you're probably a little bit more, you know how the machine works for TV. If you've only done a film or two and they're your own projects, then you may not understand that you're going to have to work with others in ways that may make you uncomfortable because you're not used to giving up that much creative autonomy or putting it in the hands of other people. With the TV series, we hired you because you're great at what you do. You're great at what you do. So all of these people are going to bring their great ideas to the table, and you as the director, you're gonna orchestrate all this.
You're the chef.
You're the chef. But you know, you got to lean on your sous chefs, right? You got to lean on them, and that's a different working approach than being just a, you know, in like us. We were the writers, the directors, the editors, you name it. So we never had to answer to anyone else. Everything was always our vision. This was a very different experience coming into network TV. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned is that, and being a Virgo as well, is to I gotta let go. I gotta let go. And then our job, what's most important is making sure that we hire the individuals that we know we can trust to do the job. And that way we don't have to micromanage because we did what we were supposed to do up front, right? Which was find you.
Right.
And that sometimes is the hardest part, is finding the right, you know, team members so that
right here.
I can take my hands off. And, you know. But once you get it right, it's such a great experience. Especially, we came to work every day with people that we truly love. We learn, you know, they're like family to this day. They'll always be family. And so it is really kind of emotional for us to say goodbye to the show, because after, you know, 4 years of being, you know, there with them, you know, we really, really bonded, like deeply bonded. So and I hope that that's what people feel when they're watching this show, is that these were made from people who really loved doing what they were doing and loved doing it with the people that were there.
I mean, congratulations on a monumental achievement. And like, I
Thank
feel like
you.
we saw the journey of your career, you know, like I feel like this is a really awesome conversation. Where can listeners, if they want to learn more about you guys or like follow your careers, are you guys Instagram people? What's the best way to keep track of everything?
I'm an IG guy for sure.
Yeah.
I'm at D Gossfield. D is in dog, and then my last name Gossfield at IG.
Awesome.
I'm on IG, but I've been kind of like not feeling as
Excited about it.
excited about it lately. So I've been I just started Substack recently, and I've been having a lot of fun. So I have a blog on Substack which is called Artistic Deficit Disorder, and it it's where I can get out all of my crazy different ideas and talk about being someone who does everything without feeling shamed by it. So I feel like with Instagram, people they still want to pigeonhole me.
Sure.
But I'm there, LeNear, QLENEAR at on Instagram, but also I'm on Substack.
Cool.
Awesome, guys.
So
Well,
come
do you have a
find me.
few more minutes to hang out and endorse with
Yeah.
us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unpaid endorsements.
I've got 2 pretty mid endorsements, so we'll go from there. So, well, actually, the first one I fully endorse, and I think I've maybe even talked about it on the show before. But Blackwing pencils, like the best pencils. It's a Palomino Blackwing. They're awesome. They're like so nice. This is an expensive pencil, and listeners of the show know that I love nice stationery and stuff. Like I've endorsed a brand of paper clips from Italy before as well. But these Blackwings, they write so smooth. They're like really quick, and I guess they're kind of like a recreation of a legendary pencil that people used to use to write with all the time, like kind of like the literary scene of
Hemingway used to.
Yeah, I think that's true,
write with
actually.
a
Blackwing. Blackwing. Yeah. So anyway, the Palomino Blackwing, I have a box. I've been slowly working through them, but it's just like such a treat to like open up a new one and like, sharpen it and just like, I don't know. There's something
To-do list.
Yeah,
Take out trash.
Blackwings. Anyway, yeah. And then my other one, you guys, I love the newest Superman movie. I'm gonna go see Supergirl this weekend. I was like, I'm gonna rewatch this.
And James Gunn.
The
new
James
one?
Gunn one. I
fun.
watched it 3 times. I like fully love it. I know, and it's like not. It's not that it's even that good. It's that it's like a new comfort film that I can just kind of like watch a little bit of, and it gives me that feeling of like there's like a real optimism to it, and like the use of the character is really fun. It's my favorite interpretation of Superman, basically in film. Like they're pulling from like a specific set of comics that I really loved, and so like what they're doing with the character, I don't know. It's bright, it's colorful, it's got like a sci-fi sensibility. So if you haven't seen it and you want to pop some popcorn and watch like a fun, I would say it's my favorite superhero movie of the last 5 or so years. So anyway, those are my 2 endorsements.
Streaming on the Warner Brothers streaming service.
Streaming.
But of course.
Yeah, but of course.
But of course.
Deondray, what you got?
I think I'm gonna do one of this. So my mom's birthday just passed, and she has a digital book on Amazon for children called "If I Had a Million." And so the good thing about this book though, is not just because my mom wrote it though. When we were little, we were so broke and poor. My mom used to tell us stories to kind of like for escape. Me and my little sister, and they were made up. So, and she was a Dr. Seuss fan, so she tried to make them rhyme. So she'd be like freestyling, telling these stories to us when we were kids. So it's always been her dream to kind of put this in a book. So she has a digital book on Amazon that I want to kind of let people know is out there. If I Had a Million by Robin R. Hall. So that's one. We just saw Quincy. I'm probably going to take this from Quincy because I know he's probably going to say this, but we just watched I Love Boosters. What's it called?
Oh, yeah.
And man,
Boots Riley.
Yes,
Boots Riley, my
it
God.
was so unexpected. I just love his stuff. It was just so unexpected, so zany. But I had such a good time. We just watched it the other night in the screening room.
You should endorse having a screening room. That's the
yes,
that's
it's a must.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched it. And it just kind of opened my mind up to what's possible. I think nothing's wrong with genre film, but
sure.
Are staying to a format, but sometimes if you bend it like that, like it just opens all of my pistons were firing off. I'm like, I gotta write something. But yeah, if anybody is looking to release themselves from the Hollywood machine for just a little bit, I endorse that film.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
What I love about Boots Riley is, he was 47 years old when he made his first movie.
Yeah,
That's right.
wild.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I haven't seen I Love Boosters, but I saw Sorry to Bother You. Thank you for calling.
Sorry to
Yes,
bother you.
sorry about it. I love that one too.
And I was like, man, the filmmaking is just,
It's incredible.
it's like,
Yeah.
if you didn't worry about the rules of filmmaking, but still want to make
Make a film.
good film,
Yes. Yes.
he did it. Yeah, it's awesome. Cool. Okay,
Quincy.
what you got?
Oh my gosh. Okay, don't laugh at me. But I endorse Ninja products.
Ninja,
Okay.
like the
Yeah.
blenders.
Oh yes.
My mother-in-law
Absolutely.
is going to co-sign. She loves. She has every. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I had the counter space, I would have
Sure.
everything that they create, right?
Yeah.
First of all, my air fryer, which my nephew got me for Christmas, was the double air fryer, to make the thing. It's used constantly. But this is the Ninja product. Other than my blender that I originally had that he bought me, look, I'm crazy. I cook and I like gadgets. I like cooking gadgets. But he got me like the first big Ninja blender, which was amazing. But I have the Ninja creamery, the Ninja creamy
Ninja
ice
creamy.
cream making. Yes,
Oh my gosh.
my God.
Never heard of this.
So, and it comes with like individual, plastic containers, so you can make all these different, or you can order more on Amazon. You can just get like a shitload of them, and then you can just make all these different homemade ice creams. Because I can't do
And are they-
dairy,
Oh, cool. Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
I can make like
Sorbet.
oat, I can sorbets, all of it. I can make it in, and I just get to have so much fun, like coming up with recipes. Like my freezer is crazy; it's like full of different homemade ice creams.
It's like
The creamy. And look, and it's one of my stress reliefs.
Yeah,
like I'm sitting
yeah.
around thinking, like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, if I put a little
Yeah.
pinch of sage
Sure.
in this vanilla, maybe it'll be something cool."
Wait, how long does it take to make one?
Well, you make the base, and then you have to freeze it overnight, or however long it takes to like freeze through and through. So it could take maybe 6 hours to 8 hours. And then you just pop it out and put it in the machine, and you press ice cream or sorbet or whatever you're trying to make, and it blends it into a nice ice cream consistency. And you can put the top back on and put it in the freezer, and you just eat out of that baby till it's gone. Like,
Sounds fun.
you can even
Sounds
add
really fun.
add like
Yeah.
stuff in it. And there's another like feature where after you make
Oh,
the
you can
ice
like mix
cream,
it in, kind of like
Like
you
Rocky
can,
Road
it
in or
mixes
something.
in and all that stuff in there. So you can do that too. But it's one of my favorite gadgets. My second endorsement, and again, sounding like a gadget freak, is we like virtual reality stuff. So we have we have the Meta now, I guess it's called a Meta.
2.
Oculus 2, and
it's the
we
2.
also have the Apple Vision Pro. And first of all, I know people think that the Apple Vision Pro was such a waste and it was not ready for prime time, but I use the Apple Vision Pro to go into editing sessions for the show.
Oh, cool.
Because the programs that we use digitally to stream and see everything is downloadable onto the Apple Vision Pro. So I can create a screening room size or IMAX size picture with no light. It's perfectly the coloring, everything is great. I'm full fidelity sound, and at the same time, because I have to talk to my editors through Zoom, I can be on Zoom and they see a
Virtual version.
So weird.
You're
A
me,
virtual
or
version of
whatever it's
me
called.
in the Zoom, but I'm like talking, I'm watching, and
Yeah.
because I multitask, I can also see my text messages coming through. Like I can do everything, and I'm just sitting with this thing on my head at home.
Yeah.
No clothes
And I
on.
love it. But that's the Pro. And then the Oculus, I want to recommend. There is a workout app called Supernatural. on the
Supernatural.
Oculus.
Yeah, great.
Supernatural is one of the badass workout games ever invented.
Oh, it's a game.
And it's a game, and
It's
it's not a
aerobics,
game.
but it
It's
makes it fun.
it's aerobic. It's aerobic in a sense, but like you're doing squats, you're boxing, it's a full cardio meltdown with the best music mixes, current, all different types of themes, from reggaeton to rap to R&B to classical to 80s rock to you name it, like not cheesy, corny, like current and classics,
like real songs, not like
real music. So it's
the
almost
knockoff
like
versions. That's cool.
like you are having so much fun and you're working out to the point where you have to wring out your shirts. And so Supernatural, you guys, if you
And you have to have the goggles for it.
you gotta have to have the Oculus for it. But
or some. I think it works on
I think it's
several
only
of
on
the VR.
Oculus though.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I think they bought it. I think Meta bought the Supernatural
really?
company because they what they created was so everybody's now trying to
like rip
emulate,
it off, basically.
Rip it off. But when I tell you, I talk about lowering blood pressure, losing weight, busting a sweat, getting out of a funk. Like if I'm in a funk, I go and I do a workout with Supernatural, and then like whatever it does to my chemicals, I'm in a happy mood. Like Supernatural is the bomb. So those two things, Ninja Creamy and Supernatural. Because I need to work off the ice creams that
You're selling me on the VR stuff. It's pretty cool. It sounds awesome.
Yeah. It looks like it's one of those like boxing, like like things are flying at you.
It's boxing. Things are flying at you. There's like kind of the sword.
Yeah, I've seen the one with the swords where you're like
like bats,
things in half
virtual
and
bats and all that.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Really good, man. But also what you were saying, Matt, watching IMAX movies on the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Is so fucking great.
But I will wait on that one because there's
Odyssey.
a new one coming.
Probably.
Yeah, there's a new one coming, and I think it's going to be much more
better weight,
better,
probably.
lighter weight, and more affordable. So I would say wait. It's supposed to be one coming out soon. Yeah.
If you get the Oculus, then we can be workout buddies, and we can
That would be cool.
compete. And we'll have like a leaderboard and all of that.
Quincy's like, I need some newbies to push my ranking up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, my
what you got.
endorsement, very random, not a full-fledged endorsement yet because I'm only on day 2 of using this app, but I have a 5-year-old son, and I've been served the same ad on Instagram like every single day for the last 3 months. I don't know, Matt, if you've seen it too, but it's for this app. The app is called reading.com, which I know sounds like a URL for a website, but that's the name of the app. And it teaches your kids to read. And my son's 5, so he's going into kindergarten. He hasn't done kindergarten yet. And in 2 days, it's like you do a 15-minute lesson every day. Like, I feel like he basically like knows how to read now. It's the hardest part about learning to read is, I think, well, first of all, most kids learn the ABCs like with the names of the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And like the letter C doesn't really have much to do with the sound that it makes, which is usually like a cut, So you have to like unteach your kids so many things, right? About the alphabet and a lot of kids learn with capital letters, even though most letters that people read are lowercase letters. But once you can know what sound each letter makes, which I think is pretty easy to memorize, is the blending of the letters. Like if you have the word like B-A-T, but like it's hard. It's just hard for little kids to blend those together to make bat. And this app just has this really clear visual way to kind of help you learn how to blend letters. And they have all these games and everything. And some, my goal is that my son can basically read like a Dr. Seuss book by the time kindergarten starts, which is in like 4 weeks.
Yeah, really soon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
Does it have multi-language downloads?
I've only seen English, and right now the first 7 days are free. So I'm like, can I teach him how to read it in 7 days?
Come on, kid. Yeah.
But I try to do 2 lessons on day 1, and it's like, are you sure you want to do the second lesson? Kids usually kind of start melting down after 1 lesson. I'm like, no, we're sure we're doing it in like 10 seconds.
And then
into
melt
it.
it down. Yeah.
So we're only 2 lessons in, but you take like a little placement test. So we started on lesson 8.
Well,
Anyway,
Read.com.
reading.com. Yeah.
Reading.com.
Yep. Anyhow, if you guys have listeners, any questions you guys want us to send to Quincy and Deondray, if you have any opinions on, VHS tapes or Ninja Creamies, so justshootitpod@gmail.com. You can find us across all social
Ice
media.
cream
at Just Shoot It Pod.
recipes, send them to me.
Ice cream recipes, non-dairy, please. And then if you want to find me, I'm at OKaplan on Instagram.
And I'm at Mr. Matt Unlow. This episode was edited by Kevin Oyang. Thanks, Kevin. Our social media is done by Lily Bouvier. Thanks, Lily. And produced by Tyler Small. Thanks, Tyler. And you're listening to music provided by the Free Music Archive and the artist Shazar. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys.